This first case articles on the Go feature is titled The Sticky Truth About Tape, written by Kelly Good, CRNA. Reduce, Reuse, and Recycle was a clever campaign from the 1970s created to encourage waste recycling. From this catchy slogan grew an era of concerted efforts to clean up and protect the environment, conserve resources, and think twice about what was thrown in the trash. In the operating room, we all know and love tape. A most adaptable tool, tape serves a wide range of uses, including labeling instruments, holding up drapes, and repairing tears in mattresses. In patient care, rolls of tape serve to close eyes for surgery, reinforce protective dressings, and secure lines, tubes, and catheters to skin. A seemingly benign and multi-purpose tool, it's no wonder that rolls of tape are often available at an arm's reach, stocked in large supply, and utilized down to their last remaining bit. But what if the widespread reuse of a roll of tape across multiple patients and purposes is actually not best practice and a potential cause for harm to patients? Maybe we shouldn't be reusing and recycling tape, but simply reducing its use altogether. When it comes to rolls of tape in the hospital, the medical literature has been consistently clear about its tendency toward growing pathogens. An early landmark study, dating back to 1974, involved the sampling of tape rolls in an ICU setting over a 7-day period. The rolls of tape became quickly contaminated with a wide range of opportunistic bacteria. Based on the overwhelmingly clear findings, the study investigators believed they had identified a potential source of infection to both healthcare workers and especially patients. Multiple studies have since explored the infectious nature of tape and have consistently confirmed the conclusions made by that original 1974 study. Harmful pathogens, including multiple strains of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria, antibiotic-resistant organisms, and dangerous viruses are often present on tape surfaces. Contaminated tape has been linked to wound infections, catheter infections, and disease transmission within the hospital. And yet, dialysis patients are the only patient population mandated by CMS to have dedicated tape rolls for each individual patient. Like dialysis patients, surgical patients are considered immunocompromised and at increased risk for infection due to the stress of the operating room. Meanwhile, healthcare-acquired infections, or HAIs, contribute to higher healthcare costs, extended hospital admissions, and added burden to patients. Currently, HAIs occur at a rate of 1 in 25 hospitalized patients, placing them in the top 10 causes of death in the United States. Multiple research studies prove that the vast majority of HAIs are preventable with simple interventions, but most causes of HAIs remain elusive. More investigations are needed. What if something as simple as a roll of tape is capable of contributing to these statistics? Considering the number of touch points a roll of tape often has in its lifespan, the consistent research that confirms the contaminants so often found on tape, and the fact that tape cannot be cleaned between each individual use, it is certainly a potential contributor to these statistics. Despite the high-fidelity cleaning between cases and the growing popularity of single-use items in the sterile operating room environment, tape is one of the last remaining items that flies under the radar of awareness by most healthcare workers as a potential vector for disease transmission. It is neither designated single-use, nor routinely thrown away after use, nor able to be disinfected after its use. Taking it one step further, consider tape use in anesthesia practice. Following induction, when a patient is put to sleep for surgery, tape is commonly utilized to secure the patient's breathing tube to their face and to seal their eyes shut. In anesthesia, rolls of tape are always handled near the mouths and noses of patients. Surprisingly, the rolls are reused across multiple patients, a common and overlooked practice. With tape a known vector of infectious agents, it would seem plausible that standards would be in place that would limit the reuse of rolls of tape across multiple anesthesia patients, but they simply do not exist. So, one would naturally conclude that the obvious answer is to establish new standards of care that regulate tape use to single patient care. It's a good start, but circling back to that popular 1970s environmental campaign slogan, changing the behavior of throwing away an item that we have long since reused will be nearly impossible to enforce. Our human instinct suggests otherwise. It goes against our grain as nurses. We're a tough dog to teach new tricks. In order to truly remove rolls of tape and their associated potential for patient harm, novel taping devices that are specifically designed to fulfill specific medical purposes must be introduced. To fix the problem, the rolls of tape must go. And fortunately, practice is beginning to change. Big taping giants like 3M are instituting clean tape advocacy campaigns. Kits designed for line placement often include a dedicated adhesive dressing and a very short roll of tape. Single-use taping solutions are currently being introduced to the market for airway management and anesthesia, but we still have a long way to go. Medical providers are always taught to first do no harm. With awareness comes hard changes in practice, but the research is overwhelmingly clear that rolls of tape are consistently contaminated and a potential threat to patient health and well-being. The science confirms that tape is dirty, and common sense suggests that patients would not want contaminated tape being used near their mouth. As much as we love tape, we now know better that it is not as wonderful as once believed. It's time for new solutions, and it's time for a 20th century update to that popular campaign slogan. Reusing rolls of tape to reduce waste only recycles germs and increases infection risk to our patients. So, the moral of this tape story? Take care of your patients by tossing used tape into the trash and seeking specifically designed single-use alternatives when available. As always, thanks for listening to this episode of First Case Articles on the Go.